Hear me, let me know in the comment section. Welcome on board, welcome. Let's just wait for a number of people. Glory, I can see you from Lagos, Nigeria. Thank you for joining me today. Begin to tell your friends, begin to tell people that you know should be partakers of this. We're expecting at least 100 people to join us this afternoon. And the promises to be very insightful and very educated. Please share the link with your friends. You can hear me loud and clear, Agostina, thank you. Foyi, thank you. You can hear me loud and clear. Fantastic. A number of people are still joining in. We have 16 people now. We're just going to give them about 5 minutes before we get started. Thank you very much for joining me this fantastic afternoon. It's an honor and a privilege, and I really appreciate you for joining me. It's going to be an insightful one. Please, in the comment section, just tell us where you are watching me from, whether in Lagos or outside Lagos, from Abuja. We had over 200 people register for this program. So we're expecting, and we have a limit. We have a limit of 100. So let's just wait for the 100 people to show up. Right now we have 20. Okay, so in 3 minutes time, we would be commencing. Okay. Just give them a minute. Let's just wait for people to conclude. All right. Joining from Lagos, for allowing me additional. Chioma Amobi, I can see you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. We'll be starting another 3 minutes. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Just get ready, get your pens. You're about to learn a lot. Get your pens, get your jotter, get something you want to write with. It promises to be very enlightening and insightful. Already we have 24 people, all right. Waiting for the others to join us. Joining from Gambia, Jumoke, okay, fantastic. Wow, that's outside Nigeria. Kemia Ogusoya, my good friend, thank you for joining. Such an honor to have here. Commencing another 2 minutes. Thank you all once again for tuning in this afternoon. Trust we're all keeping safe. We're doing well this afternoon. Please, as much as possible, let us turn off. Let's turn off our device so that if you need to ask a question at the end, we'll be able to ask a question. Can you just mute yourself so that there's no clash? Kikalomo, Unisa, Chioma, Mobi, Ogbobi, Agnes, Emilot. Can we just mute? We're starting in the next 1 minute. We have 28 people already. Hopefully, we'll be joining. Others will be joining us as time goes on. Okay, 29 people now. Kike Lomo from Lagos. I can see you. Gobi from Lagos. Thank you for joining. Ade also from Lagos. Thank you for joining. Such an honor. Such an honor. I would have to mute everybody. Trying to find how to do that. Please mute yourself. I'm trying to mute everybody. Please, if you're listening to me, kindly mute yourself so that there's no echo. We're about to start off now. I want to ensure there's no echo. We have 32 people already. I'm about to kick off now. Please kindly mute yourself. Demilade, kindly mute yourself. While I look for where to mute everybody so that there's no echo and there's no distraction. All right. Thank you so much. All right, so we're getting started right away. Please, Kikeloma, kindly mute yourself. And every other person that has not muted himself. Okay, so we'll be getting started right away. All right, once again, welcome on board to this training. It's a free soft skills career training. My name is Peace Bamidele, and I must say thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. It promises to be very insightful and educative. I've been preparing for this for the past 2 months. I've put together lots of interesting content. As some of you already know, I am the lead consultant of Maquilos Consulting, also the principal of the Soft Skills Academy. And over the past 10 years, I've contributed my own small quota to the educational sector of Nigeria, our beloved country, Nigeria. And today I want to be sharing with you some of the insights I have garnered over the years to start up a company, all the lessons I've learned that will help you, first of all, as an individual, as a person, and also that will help you as a professional at work, in your business, whatever. All these principles that I'm about to talk about now will help you as a person. So if you have any questions, please at the end, take questions at the end. As much as possible, please let's mute ourselves so that we can all have fun together listening. Hopefully other people will join us as time goes on. So I'll be sharing my screen right now, even as we get started. I'll be sharing my screen right now, even as we get started. At the end, you get to be able to see my face. We have just about an hour for the training. All right, so let's get started. If you can see my screen right now, just let me know. I'm already sharing my screen. If you can see my screen, just let me know so that we can get started. If you can see my screen, just let me know on the chat room. Okay. I just want to be sure everybody can see my screen. Fantastic. All right, we can see it. You can. Fantastic. Okay, so let's get started. It's the Soft Academy. My name is Peace Bamidele. Please kindly mute yourselves. Everybody kindly mute yourselves so that we can have a good time together. I couldn't find where to mute everybody. I would have done that. But let's get started. Once again, my name is Peace Bamidele. I'm the principal consultant of Maquilos Consulting, and I'm also the principal of the Soft Skills Academy. In the past 1 year, we have trained hundreds of people on soft skills. Some of them are here on this training. And what I want to share with us today promises to be very educative. And, go to participant bottom right. Okay. Okay. Hold on. I think I found everybody. Yes. Fantastic. I think I've muted everybody. Thank you so much, Eboluwa Johnson, for that. That was very. But I can still hear a few people. Mute all. Okay, have I achieved that now? Have I muted everybody? Muted everybody? I think mission accomplished, mission accomplished. All right, so let's continue, please. If you have any questions, please, you can put it in the chat section as we go on. So I want to share with you some of the principles I've learned over time that have helped me to become a successful person as a CEO, as a consultant. Right now, I consult for companies, I consult for stakeholders in the educational sector, I consult for churches, and I consult for multinationals. I do a lot of projects, training people in this season. So these things that I want to share with us today are lessons I learned over time that have helped me to be consistent. Now, they are no means all the solution to anybody's problem. They are just things I've learned that you may get to learn a thing or two from. So I hope you find this very resourceful and very useful. So let's get started. A little information about me. I graduated from University of Lagos. I'm sure you can spot me in the picture there. How many of you can spot me in the picture? I'm on the right, and I'm the one on the right. Those are two friends of mine from University of Lagos. I graduated top of my class, English education, University of Lagos. I graduated in 2011. And immediately I proceeded for my youth service in 2012 in Sokoto State. Interesting thing about my youth service was that also after 5 months, I was redeployed to another place, which is Ogbomoso. I ended up concluding my NYSC in Ogbomoso. I served 2 states. I always like to brag and make a joke about it that I was so useful that I had to serve 2 states. All right, that's just a joke. So youth service 2012, and immediately after that, I became a teacher. I got, just before I completed my youth service, I got an employment as an English language teacher. I became a tutor in a private school in Ibadan, Christ Ambassadors International College. Some of you may know that I'm CAIC. I became an English language tutor. I taught GSS3 and SS3. And in a matter of 5 months, I was well known in the school because I brought a lot of innovation, a lot of creativity to the school. And by the end of the time I spent in the school, I only spent 5 months in the school, and I'll tell you why. I spent just 5 months in the school. But by the time I was done, I won an award as the most effective teacher. I won a 50,000 naira award. It's a private school, top school in Ibadan. I was given an award, most effective teacher, because of the innovation, creativity I brought to the school. So why did I leave in 5 months? I left because at that time in my life, what I wanted to become was to become the next Wole Soyinka. So I wanted to study English literature. That was my ambition. That was what I wanted to study. I didn't want any other thing. I didn't want to teach. I didn't want to do anything. What I had in mind was to become the next Wole Soyinka. So I put in for a scholarship. I put in for a scholarship at a UK university. And I was hoping I was going to get the scholarship because everything seemed sure. You know how as a Christian, you pray and fast, you quote scriptures, and you are so certain that this is going to work out. But then it ends up falling down in your face and it doesn't work out. So I had resigned from my job with the confidence that I was going to get the scholarship. And then just few days after I resigned, I got the information from the school that I was denied of the scholarship. So guess what? I was without a job and I was without a scholarship. That was one of the trying times of my life. This was 2013. This is 7 years ago. It was one of the most trying times of my life. I was so sad. Many things happened. So that's just my story in a nutshell. So I had 3 options before me. No job, no scholarship. So I came back home to Lagos where my parents were. So I came back because there's nothing to do. 3 options before me. What were the 3 options before me? The first option was that I could go back to my previous job. People started suggesting, you want an award there, they still like you, they still love you, why not go back there? You've done a good job. But by principle, I don't go back. Whatever I've said goodbye to, I don't say welcome again. That's my life principle, except if there's a specific instruction to go back. But that was one of the suggestions that came, but I did not take that. The second option before me was what? To get another job. And I did this. I tried to do this. I tried to get into another job, but I knew the kind of job I wanted to. And because I had a good result, I was competent. I knew what I was doing. I had a good result and all of that. And the jobs that people were suggesting for me to take were not things that I was passionate about. I always like to work where I'm passionate. So most of the job will come and work in an accounting firm. I don't like numbers. I don't like doing. So get another job. Some people, opportunities, but I didn't like that. But the third option was the option I now took, volunteer. So the organization I liked to work at, I decided to start volunteering there. And that's one of the lessons people have to learn. If you're trying to get a job, volunteer somewhere. So I started volunteering at this organization, which is an educational organization. It's an NGO. I started volunteering there as a volunteer. And in a matter of months, an opportunity came, an open door came, and I became known. And in a matter of months, I became the program officer of the organization. I started as a volunteer, but in a matter of months, I became the program officer. So guess what? I became the program officer. That's me looking all happy and rejoicing. Finally, I got a job. This was after, this was 6 or 7 months or 8 months after I lost my job, or I resigned from my job and didn't get a scholarship. So I became program officer just 3 months after I was volunteered, 5 months or so after I became volunteer, I became a program officer. But guess what? I had lots of problems that faced me. Many things faced me as a volunteer, as a program officer, because this was an organization at that time I joined. They were just 9 years, but many things were lacking. Many things were lacking. And guess what? One of the things that was lacking was what? Number one, no funds. There was no money in the NGO to do anything. And if you know NGOs well, you know you need money to thrive. You need money to get the job done. So there were no funds. Guess what again? There were no partners. No financial partners to say, okay, we want to partner, because nobody saw anything interesting about the NGO. I was new and fresh, interested. I was vibrant and passionate about the work, but there were no funds, no partners. Guess what again? No volunteers. So how do you work? No volunteers. There were just about 5 or 6 people. And how can you get something done? It's an NGO, an educational NGO. You have to go to schools, teach the children, and you're just 5 or 6 of you. What can you do? And that wasn't the only problem. Guess what again? There was no structure. There was no structure to our programs. There was no structure to our activities. Everybody we're just, okay, let's just go and just while away time, which was what was happening at that time. We're just whiling away time. There was structure. Guess what also? I had no office. Can you see all the things that faced me? I had no office. I had an office space. I was just managing with somebody. I was put in a room where CDs were being produced. There was nothing. I was just managing with somebody else. I was just sitting down somewhere. There was no structure. There was nothing. So because attention was not given to the NGO, so many things were not functional. And so guess what again? Because of all of these things, I had no motivation. I was not motivated. What's all this NGO thing? And there's nothing to do. There's no passion. There's nothing. There's no money. There's no volunteer. Who are the people I'm going to work with? What's all this about? And guess what again? Because of all of that, there was no clear direction for the NGO. No funds, no partners, no volunteers, no structure, no office, no motivation, and of course, no clear direction. Now, what I want to tell you in the next 30 minutes was how, by the help of God, and I don't use that in a religious sense, by the help of God, I transformed, of course, working with other people that came and joined us on board there. I didn't do that single-handedly. I transformed this NGO to achieve everything listed here in the matter of 5 years. I was the NGO, I was a program officer 5 years, and everything listed here was changed. Lots of funds, millions in the account, partners, hundreds of partners, volunteers, hundreds of volunteers, structure, massive structure. Office, you needed to have come to my office by the time I was leaving. It was an executive office. Motivation, just look at the volunteers, you see massive motivation, everybody energized. Direction, you could see that things have changed radically. So I want to teach you 10 things that I did. The 10 pillars. If you are following me so far, just comment on the group. Let me hear you. If you are following me, if you are enjoying what I've shared with you so far, look at all the things. And you just comment on the chat room. How did I transform? Just tell me if you are following me. Just say yes, well done. So I know that we're together. Okay. 10 pillars. So in the next 30 minutes, I want to share with you 10 pillars, things I did that contributed to the growth of the organization in a sporadic way. Okay. So I can see your chat already coming in together in this. Yes, well done, sir. Interesting. Due to the first 5 pillars, motivation 2 was lacking. I know, right? I can relate. Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Glory. Thank you. Thank you. I can see all your comments. Thank you. All right. So let's go on. Right on. Thank you. So what did I do? What did I do differently? The next 10 things I want to share with you are the things that transformed. Now I can say this authoritatively because I'm not just saying them because I came up with them. In the last 2 years, I left the organization 2 years ago. And in the last 2 years, I have had time to reflect and to think and to ponder on what made me successful. So I did not come up with all these 10 things just to make you happy. Just to, because I got them from a book. I'm telling you so that you can go to the records, ask me. I was a program officer for 5 years, and I can tell you these are the 10 things that helped me. And I can tell you, I'm not saying these are the things that will help you become whatever you want to become, but I'm sure you will learn a thing or two from these experiences I want to share with you. So, okay, so let's go on right now. What are the 10 things? Let's get started. Number one is what I call visionary leadership. Visionary leadership. Now, it was John Maxwell that said, everything rises and falls on leadership. Where leadership is lacking, many of all those things will be lacking. And it's not just any kind of leadership. It's called visionary leadership. Now, this is what happened. This is what I want to explain. There are different kinds of leadership styles. There's the coercive leadership style. There's the democratic leadership style. There's the affiliative leadership style. All sorts of leadership style. But if you are in the situation I was at that organization, the kind of leadership style you want to drive in, you want to emphasize at that time is called the visionary leadership style. Because many things were not working, you needed to inject vision, a sense of vision. And I'm speaking, to people generally now as an individual, as a professional in your life right now, you want to craft a vision for your life. And this was the first thing I set out to do. I crafted a vision for the organization. Nothing. Many people are going about doing things for themselves, accomplishing just activity. Activity is not vision. And so I want to explain what I mean by visionary leadership and how I did that in the organization. Visionary leadership in your life, what is the vision you have for your life? And so when you're talking about visionary leadership, there are 3 things you want to look at. Ask yourself these 3 questions. what are we doing? Ask yourself, what am I doing? Number 2, where are we going? Ask yourself, where am I going? Number 3, what are we trying to achieve? Once you're able to ask all this, answer all these 3 questions, you're on your way to visionary leadership. These are the things people don't do. They just, oh, we want to start an NGO, we want to do this. Oh, okay, we're going to school. But what is the vision? So when I started as a program officer, I had to sit down and say, what is the vision of this organization? Is it to just go to schools and teach every time and go back at the end of every term? We come back and say, we just praise ourselves and pat ourselves in the back and say, oh, we've done a good job. What is the vision? What is the impact we're trying to achieve? Where are we going with this vision? What are we trying to do? Where are we going? What are we doing? Are we just going? So craft a vision. Ask yourself, this is perhaps some of the things some companies need to do. The vision, and let me tell you, a vision is not something that you just do once and say that's all. You have to keep editing the vision. A vision is not something you put on the board and say this is the vision of the organization, vision and mission statements. No. A vision is something you have to keep tweaking. At the end of every year, you tweak it, you adjust it. Look at COVID-19 now. You have to tweak the vision. I know the company. I was into school materials, selling school kits and selling school items to schools. Well, look at schools have been on, they had to retweak the vision. Now the company is selling face masks, selling anything that can help. They have retweaked the vision. You can't keep carrying a vision that is stale. So what I did, for the organization, was I had to come up with strategic ways that will enhance what the founder had in mind. And you can start off with a vision, and by the time you go to executing the vision, you realize that this thing is not realistic. Let's adjust it. So you have to keep asking yourself these 3 questions. It's not a one-time thing. What are we doing? Where are we going? What are we trying to achieve? That is visionary leadership. It's not just leadership. It's not just gathering people together and say, oh, let's come and do this together. Let's come and achieve this. No. Visionary leadership, ask these questions, okay? So that's the first thing you have to get. Get a vision for your life, okay? You can answer these 3 questions. I can see that totally look fantastic. You're on the way to a visionary leadership. That's it. So that's number 1. That's the first thing. I can't go into detail here. I train professionals and stakeholders in the, I train company executives on visionary leadership. As some of them are here, I can testify. Visionary leadership is very important. It's not just any kind of leadership that matters. Visionary leadership. Next, now let's go. The second thing I practice. So this is the first thing. Second thing. The second thing I practice, just follow me closely, is what I call passion. Passion. Now, if you knew me then, you knew that I was so passionate. There's no purpose to your leadership and your visionary leadership if there's no passion injected. Now, think about a car. You have a car that you have bought for about $10 million. Let's say for $10 million, you bought the car. And you know you are driving, you want to drive down to Ibadan, from Lagos to Ibadan. The car is your vision. You have a sense of direction. You know where you're going to. You are headed to where? You're headed to Ibadan. Now, but the car has no fuel. The car has no fuel. Janet Daniel, you said you can't hear me. Network is happening here. I can't hear you. Is it from my end or from your end? Can anybody respond to that? Can you all hear me? So that I can be sure that I'm the only one is from my end or from your end. You can hear me loud and clear. Yes, the people can hear me. All right, let me go on. So I was citing the example of the car. A car without fuel cannot go anywhere, no matter how beautiful the car is, no matter how very well packaged the car is. If you don't have fuel, you can't go anywhere. You can't go anywhere. Passion is fuel. Many people have vision, they have crafted it, but they don't have passion. So imagine I want to sell you an idea. I want to sell you a shoe, and I bring the shoe to you, and I tell you, I'll take this shoe. It's good. I wore it. People have bought it. Look at the expression on my face. Look at it. It's a good shoe. You like it. No passion. A wise man once said, 2 things will make you sell anything in the world: organization and passion. Many people, when I look at people everywhere, people are not passionate about life. They have lost passion. Look, we live in a distracted world. So if you have a visionary leadership and you're not passionate about it, you're not going anywhere. You have to, whatever you are emphasizing. By the time I left the company and started my own company. I started the soft skills revolution in Nigeria. It's not a new concept, but I decided to take that on, and I was passionate about it. Now that has opened several doors for me, including this webinar we're having now. Passion. You can have visionary, clear ideas, but you have to own it. You have to be passionate about it. People need to see that this is this thing that this guy is passionate about. And quickly, what's the source of passion? How do you get passion? 3 ways you get passion. 3 ways you get passion. Number 1 is through a compelling vision. Number 2 is through a positive mindset. And number 3 is through research and study. Please take note. Take note that I'll answer your question, Francis. The difference between vision and dream. I'll get to that at the end. Take note that I did not say that all these things I'm saying are the things I practiced. I'm not quoting from a book. The results speak for themselves. You can go to the organization. The name of the organization is Educational Aid Global Initiative of the Covenant Nation. Most of you know Covenant Nation. That's the church. The results speak for themselves there. Go there. I've practiced these things consistently. How do you develop passion? Some people, the vision they have for themselves, they are not so passionate about that vision. That vision is not capturing their passion. The vision is too elementary. The vision is too basic. If you want something to capture your passion, you need that vision to be compelling. Do something that everybody will be excited about. People will say, yes, we can do it. And so for I do an example, I said, what are we going to do? We want to reach out to so number of students. We want to have taught so number of people. We want to have trained so number of teachers. And this is how it translates to how it helps you in life. That's when people hear that specific, everything is clear, compelling vision. People are driven. And I'll tell you how all these things came together and how the results we achieved, how they all come together. Number 2 is a positive mindset. Stay positive. Many things will happen that will trample on the vision, that will make it seem as though the vision will not be accomplished. That will make it seem as though this thing is not possible. But you have to have a positive mindset. Many people are losing their passion because they are getting sad. They're getting negative because of COVID-19, because they don't have a job. So that passion of the vision is already dying, slowly dying. So they lack passion. Can you see how that connects? A positive mindset affects your passion to a significant. So I kept many things were not, all the funds were not there, the volunteers were not there, but I was positive. I said, no, this is going to happen. I believed in the compelling vision. I did not allow 1 minute of negativity to enter into me. Positive mindset. Then the third one was the major one. This was the one that did it. Research and study. This was what killed it for me. This was the major thing that was the enhancer of my passion. If you know me well, you know I like reading. Reading is my number 1 hobby. I read. I mean, all the time while I was, all those things, I was facing all those challenges, I was studying very hard. What do I study? I study books about the educational sector. I do a lot of research. I read books. The more you read about your vision, the more you'll be passionate about that vision. You have to write that down somewhere. The more you read about your vision. I'm not talking about Bible or all of those spiritual books. Those ones are important. I will get to that shortly. But read about things, occurrences in the educational sector or whatever sector you find yourself in. The more you read about, the more you see ideas. You go to India, you see what India is doing. You go to, I used to read a lot about all these country educational system of the world that are doing well. I painted a future that got my passion excited by reading. So I was studying. You have to study. That's a major source, and that's the source of my passion till today. Major source of my passion. Apart from God, which the key source. But if you want to say what motivates me, what's my source of passion? It is research. The more I go there, I see things. When I go on LinkedIn, I see people achieving stuff. I see people doing so. I go to countries of the world. I see what is possible. Many people are not reading. They are not exposing themselves to sufficient information that will inspire them and sustain their passion. Are you following me? So that's number 2. That's the second thing I practice. Number 2. Remember, there are 8 other things. The first one again is what? Visionary leadership. Second one is what? Passion. Passion. Very, very critical. So let's go on now. What's the third one? Third one is, if you are following me so far, please, if you're enjoying this, just let me know in the comment section. Second one is, the third one is structure. Structure. There's so much talk about structure in the world right now. Look at Drew Toye's wife. What's her name again? Tara Fela Drew Toye. She's an expert on business structure. Many people have great vision and they're passionate about it, but they lack structure. They have not structured the vision. They have not structured the passion. Look at yourself. Look at what you are getting involved with now. Look at what you're doing right now. You need to structure it. You need to put a structure to it. And structure is something that is easy. It's not hard. But people are always about getting results rather than putting the structure that will achieve results. If you get results without structure, those results will crumble down in your face. Because by the time we get later on, I'll tell you about complexity, how you are dealing with complexity management. So if you know that you are headed for the top, begin to create the right structures right now that will ensure that structure is sustained, that result is sustained. The structure is important. What did I do? I do it. I did three things I did that put structure in place. Look at what I did. And characteristics of structure. You have to, who is doing what? The people. Who? Hierarchy. Who is the program manager here? I'm the program coordinator, I'm the program officer. Who are the school officers? I put together structure. I appointed people for each of the schools. I appointed volunteers. When will it be done? Time. How will it be done? Manner. That is structure. Answer these three questions and you're on your way to creating structure. I know there's a lot of training on structure. I can't begin to exhaust all the training. I'm not here to teach you about how to structure structure your company or structure your business. But these basic questions, structure, put structure in place. Who is doing what? Who is going to teach the students? Who is going to go to this school? Who is going to go to the Ministry of Education? Who is going to do who? When will we do it? This is where many people miss it. When? They don't know when things will happen. They just keep going. When are we? How long are we going to stay here? How long are we going to achieve? How long are we going to stay here? Structure is very important to every vision. If you don't put structures in place, like I said before, you realize that by the time you achieve results, you are not able to sustain those results because things have become complex. So right now, begin to put structures in place, even as you have a strong leadership vision, a visionary leadership style, and you have put your passion, you are so passionate, begin to put structures. Begin to put structures. Begin to put structures. What are the structures? When will I get this done? You want to have a master's degree. When will you have the master's degree? You want to read. Put a structure to your reading. Put a structure to your studying. Put a structure to your relationship management. Put a structure to your life because you're going very far. And so the structures will help you right now. How will it be done? Structure also talks to how you put it together. How? This is my style. The way I talk is not the way other people will talk. It's a structure. You can see how my presentation is structured. I use numbers a lot to explain my points. Some people don't teach like that, but that's my own structure. And I've mastered it over time. And it's number 4. The point 4 is what will help me tell you how I master it. How do you master structure? How do you master structure? So please, structure is very key. Structure, very, very important. Ask yourself all these questions. Whatever business you are into now, whatever business you're involved in now, put structures in place. Put structures in place. Okay? Very important. Results, I like that, Tolu. Results are not sustainable without structure. Very important. Very, very important. Next one, let's go to the next point now. Next point is what I call culture. Very connected. You have put together the structure in place. Many people have structures in the book. They just have it written down in a book. They have all the manuals, but they have not made the structure a culture. Did you get that? Make your structure a culture. Practice it. Because time will test. Events of life will test you. Events of life will prove you. You'll be tested. I can assure you. So if you have not been practicing your structure to make it a culture, you will fall flat on your face. You fall flat. And how do you practice? How do you put make your structure a culture? Practice. You practice it. 3 things again. 3 things come into mind. You have to have a clear timetable. You have to have timelines that you stick to. You have to stick to these things and practice them for a period of time. I will tell you when things begin to change. Remember, we're going to point 10. This is just point 4. You have to have frameworks. All these things I did at the organization. I created a timetable of activities. I created a timeline. I said, if you ask anybody who was a volunteer in that place in Edward, they'll tell you there was timetable, there were structures, there were timelines, there were time frames. We created code of conduct, we created manual, we created volunteer handbook, and we ensured that those things, we stuck to those things. We practiced those things consistently. Go and ask anybody, they'll tell you. We had a timetable at the start of every time we shared. We had lots of things that gave order, which is a structure, and then we ensure that we practice it. At the end of every term, we rehearse it, we change it, we adjust it. Make your structure a culture. Make your structure a culture. Okay? Very, very important. Okay? Very, very important. Make your structure a culture. Number 5 now. Let me quickly go on now, because I don't want to dwell. Each of these points, I can take you 2 hours on it. Each of these points. And I have a special gift for you at the end. I have a special gift. Stick around. Don't run away. There's a special gift for you at the end. If you wait around, you get the gift, okay? So wait around. If you wait to the end, there's a gift for you. We're almost done already. It's just about 5 more points and we're done, okay? So number 5 now. Number 5. This is very important. Number 5 is hard work. Hard work. Many people are so hardworking, but they have not put structures in place. Can you see the missing link? Can you see the build up? You don't just rush to be getting hardworking. No. Hard work requires certain elements to have been established. You can't just rush to be, you don't have a clear vision. You're not passionate about it. You're just hard work. No result, and you're tired over time. Can you see how we have built it over time? Can you see how we have built, there's a clear vision. There's a clear vision, okay? So there's a clear vision, we have passion that is sustained, and we have a structure, we have a culture, and it's hard work. People days. Now let me tell you what hard work. You need to be hardworking, and it is your passion that will sustain your hard work. Hard work is in 3 levels. Let me explain. 3 levels. Number 1 is the brain work. Number 2 is the leg work. Number 3 is the heart work. What is the brain work? Brain work is strategic thinking. Strategic thinking. Many people don't think. They just go and act. They just jump to leg work. You need to think. Many times before I execute on any project, there's a project I'm going to be executing now. I lock myself in the room, turn off the light, and I think for hours and hours and hours. The brain work. Other ways you exercise brain work, you meet with your team, you think about it, you ask questions, strategic thinking, creative thinking, problem solving. You think. Some people don't think about the things they want to do. They just set about, let's just begin talking to people. Let's just start posting on social media. No, think. Read, and brain work comes when you begin to read. How are these things done? Hard work is not just begin to talk to people. Let's send out resources to people. Let's begin to talk. No, there is what? There's the brain work. Very, very important. Leg work. Leg work is when you begin to go out there. You begin to talk to people. You begin to post on social media. You begin to create content. You begin to reach out to people. You begin to train students. All of these things I did. And what is the heart work? Heart work is your spirit. You have to have the courage, spirit. You have your religion. You have your God. All of those things have to be intact. Your heart work is also, you have to pray. If you're a Christian, Muslim, you also pray. Heart work. Your heart has to be in sync. If you have your brain work, and you have your leg work, but you don't have your heart work, some things will be missing. These 3 things are very critical in hard work. Now look at this picture. Look at this picture of this man. This man that is carrying this thing, look at it critically, will need to apply all of these 3 kinds of work, brain work, leg work, and heart work, to go to the next order, to achieve that task. Look at it critically now. Can you see that? For brain work, he has to think, if I carry my leg to the next pole, how do I need to measure my leg so that I don't fall? That's strategic thinking. He has to think well and say, look, I don't want to fall. So how do I measure my leg? That's brain work. Leg work, he has to carry his leg. After he has thought about it, he has to carry his leg. That's the leg work. And make sure that that luggage, that stone is big stone is carrying behind him. He's still carrying it. That's the leg work. He takes a step. Many people, they have thought about it, but they are not taking a step further. That's the leg work. Then what is the heart work for him? The heart work is that he has to have courage. And he has to be praying. He has to be doing other things. He has to be confident in himself to be able to take that step. That is the missing link of many people. Many people are just hardworking in the wrong places. They are not combining all these 3 elements of hard work. So what did I do? Did I do it? All these 3 things I did. I was hardworking. And I'm not bragging on myself. I'm just trying to get us to see a point. Trying to explain these are the way things work. Not every time, but I'm sure you are learning a few things. From the comment section, I can see that many of you are learning a lot from this. Brain work, leg work, heart work. That's what constitutes hard work. Hard work is not just going out there showing yourself and posting stuff. Read, study, study. It is, somebody says smart work also. Smart work is the brain work also. Smart work is the brain work. When you are brain, when your brain is thinking and you are thinking strategically, and it makes you smart. You're not just doing things haphazardly. I'm doing certain things, I have to research, think, read up. That is what constitutes hard work. Let's go on now quickly. By the time we have done all of these things, look, listen, visionary leadership, passion, structure, culture, hard work. By the time we have done all of these things, guess what is happening? By this time in the organization, you have to be consistent because your hard work will be tested. Consistency is key. Many people lose focus when they go and get stuff. Life will try you. Life will test you. Your message has to be the same. Message has to be the same. The goal has to be the same. You can make adjustments here and there, but you have to be consistent. Why should you be consistent? This is why you should be consistent. 3 reasons why you should be consistent. Number 1, because people are watching you. The people that will help you. At that time, for example, in Eduwade, for example, we're trying to get volunteers. I mean, under hard work, we had gone to University of Lagos students. We had talked to them, come and join us. We had gone to NYC. That's hard work, leg work, after all the thinking and all of that. And we started putting out, I started all the social media handles. I started them. I opened them myself and all of those things. But things were not still working and all of that. But we just kept doing it. And this is why consistency is important. The people that will join you later to make more impact, they are watching to see if you are consistent at it. Many of them have not made up their minds whether they should join forces with you. Many of them have not decided. Many things they are still distracted. But if they see that this guy is still there, this guy is still saying the same message, one day they will just say, I want to volunteer here. I want to be a partner here. That's how partners began to come. Partners began to come in their droves. People started joining because they saw that, look, consistency, you gain experience and you gather momentum. You don't focus on results. Look, that's why if you are just trying to be ambitious, you won't go far. You have to have a clear vision. There's a difference between ambition and vision. I can't go into that now. People are carrying ambition. They don't have vision. If you are carrying ambition, you are going to be looking for results. But if you are carrying a vision for your life, you are looking at impact. And with impact, you have to stay at it because you know the goal. So in being consistent, you are gaining experience. You are gathering momentum. And you are making adjustments to the vision. As you are making adjustments to the vision, you are birthing ideas. So I began to birth small things, such as training teachers in a public school. Many of you know about the Lagos Teachers Conference. Now I'm going to get to that later. But how did it start? I started having small ideas. Oh, let's train 20 teachers in one of the schools that we are at. 20 teachers. After that, I got all the teachers in the 5 schools, 50 teachers. After they became 100 teachers. It's little things. You begin to gain momentum. You begin to gather experience. That's what consistency does. Some people don't like to be consistent. They don't know people are watching you. All these things I'm doing about Soft Skills Academy now, people are watching. The time will come. It's the same principle I'm applying right now in my company. Consistency, stay at it. It may take a while, but you are gathering experience. You are learning lessons. You are adjusting the vision. You are gathering momentum. And as you are doing that, people will start. I can assure you, this is a law. Remember the hard work, everything. You begin to gain experience. You begin to gather momentum, and people begin to join you. And look, as people begin to join you, you have to switch to number 7. As people begin to join you, you have to switch to what I call number 7. Look at what number 7. Number 7 is management. This is where many people fail. People have started joining you, but you lack management skills. Now, there's a difference between leadership and management. In leadership, you are dealing with change. Leadership is about coping with change. You are trying to bring change to a company, to an organization, to a family. But when it comes to management, you are trying to deal with complexity. Leadership is dealing with change. Management is dealing with complexity. Many people, they've done all those hard work. They've put all those things in place. They've been consistent. They are now started. Results have started coming. Results. But they have not dealt with management. If you don't have the right management skills and begin to deploy management skills, you just see that nothing is happening. So you have to read up on management. And when I talk about management, look at 3 things you have to focus on. Effective communication. The more the organization begins to grow, you have to start ensuring that everybody is getting the same message. What did I start doing? I started sending messages every Monday morning. I send messages to all the 200 volunteers. At that time, started growing. 200 volunteers started growing. I created WhatsApp groups. At some point in my life, I was on over 70 WhatsApp groups. I had created structures in place to ensure that effective communication, people get the message. Management is about dealing with complexity. Another thing is collaboration. You can't do it by yourself. I started establishing different groups, people that can, I started raising up leaders. I started doing what is called school officers. I started doing what is called program heads. I appointed all of those things. I came up with all those things. They were management systems. When you begin to see that growth is apparent, things are happening, you begin to do what you have to begin to put management systems in place. Very important. And then emotional intelligence. This is very key. People will begin to get into fights with you. People will begin to get angry. People will begin to that you are making progress. You have to deal with the emotions of people. If you are rising and you don't know emotional intelligence, you don't have emotional intelligence, you are going to fall flat on your face. So in dealing with management, in having good management skills, you have to work on your emotional intelligence. Very, very important. You have to work on your emotional intelligence. So these are the things I did. I worked on effective communication. Of course, management doesn't just rest on these three things. There are other areas of management. I can't go into that. But I'm just saying these are the three major things I focused on. Effective communication, collaboration, and emotional intelligence. Very, very important. That's how you manage complexity. You are dealing with complexity. You collaborate with other people. You ensure that everybody's getting the same information. And you are practicing emotional intelligence. Manage the expectations, manage the opinions, manage fights. You have to, people started getting angry with me. I was a young boy. I was a very young boy, and I was doing massive stuff. So people started getting angry. How do I manage that? Because I was relating with people that were much older than I was. Imagine talking to an elderly person, telling him to do something. How do you deal with all of that? That's where emotional intelligence takes place. You have to work at a higher level with people that, what's happening here? And people are wondering. You have to emotional intelligence. That's number 7. Number 8, we're getting to the end. Remember, I have a gift for you at the end. I have a gift for you at the end. Number 8 right now, what did I do is innovation. After you have managed all the complexity, you have to be innovative. Some people have played at a level for so long, and people are getting tired. Some people have played at a level for so long, and they are getting tired. What you need is innovation. You have done many things, many activities. At some point, the more you start doing things consistently, putting stuff out there, people will start getting tired. There's something called monotony. And volunteers develop that. Even you in your job, you develop monotony. You get tired. When you begin to do things repetitively and all of that, what you need is innovation. If you don't innovate, you will die. And I don't mean literally die. You either innovate or you die. And so, at a point in your journey, all of these things are working together. You have to innovate. You have to quickly spring something up. And what is the source of innovation? I want to tell you 3 sources of innovation. How do you get innovation? Number 1 is you have to be flexible and adaptable. Number 2 is research and study. You can see research and study comes back again. Number 3 is feedback. Let's talk about flexibility for a bit. Flexibility and adaptability. Don't stick to one way of doing things. Don't say, this is how we have done it. This is how we have been going to schools. This is how we have been doing it. Innovate. And you can only innovate when you are seeing how things are going. When you say, this is happening, innovate. Be flexible. At some point in the organization, I saw that 9 weeks. We're always in the school for 9 weeks. I cut it down to 6 weeks. I say 6 weeks is enough. At some point, I realized that volunteers needed to be trained just to enlighten, just to encourage them. I got them some training. Did some training materials. We did Excel. They still do that till now in the organization. Did them training on Excel. There's excitement. Innovate. All those little innovations will help to create energy. At some point, I also was getting tired. I came up with what is called what's it called now? Spelling competition. That's innovation. At some point, I was getting tired. I said, what can we do? What else can we do? I came up with another program, summer school. I did that. It was innovation. You keep innovating. And then that's why you have to be flexible. Don't say, this is how we have done it. You have to do it like this. And then also research and study. When you research, when you study how things are done in different places, you'll be able to innovate. If you don't read, you can't innovate. There are many organizations that are doing something similar to what you are doing. That if you don't listen to them, if you don't read about them, you will not go far. You will not go far. And then the last way to innovate is what? Is feedback. Feedback. You have to get feedback. This is the one that was the game changer for me at the organization. Every term I give volunteers questionnaires. Let's get feedback, because the people you are working with, you need to get information from them. They need to do what? They need to give you feedback. They are on the field. They will see things that you would not see. Many of your workers, you can't say you know it all. I am the custodian of knowledge. I am the almighty of wisdom. I'm the smartest. I'm the brightest. No, listen to your workers. Listen to be open to evaluation. I like that. Be open to evaluation. Get information. Get wisdom from people around you. Get to listen to people. Get feedback. That is the source of innovation. If you don't listen to people, if you don't listen to information, if you don't get feedback from people, you won't be able to innovate. You just be doing the same old things, and people will start getting tired. People start getting tired, okay? That's number 8. Number 9, and this is very important. We're getting to the end now. Number 9. Number 9 is what is called courage. After you have innovated. Now, let me tell you, by the time you have done all these things I have been talking about, number 1, you have done a visionary leadership style. Number 2, there's passion. Number 3, there's structure. Number 4, there's culture. Number 5, there's hard work. And then number 6, you have followed all of those steps and you have gotten to courage. You have gotten to the previous one we just talked about, which is innovation. You have innovated. Let me tell you, this is practical. You begin to see some major things that you can do that will take you to a big level. Big, I can tell you for sure. By the time you have done management, all of those things, you've put all the structures in place. It is instinctive. Now, if you have not been hardworking, if you have not put management systems in place, if you have not done all of those things, if you have not been courageous, you won't see it. You will see something that you can do. Remember, research and study. You have done all of those things. If you don't do all of those things, you will not see that opportunity. And let me tell you, what I saw was the Lagos Teachers Conference. Massive. I just saw it. While I was doing all of those things, I just saw it. How did I see it? And I will tell you how that ties with courage. How did I see it? This is how you leverage. This is how you leverage on. This is a source of courage. How do you have courage to do something that is big? How do you have courage to do something that is big? You see it and you're not afraid. I say, we can do it. Remember, you can't be courageous to do things if you have not followed the first 8 steps. Number 1 source of courage is that you begin to see the things you can leverage on. Remember, I told you the organization had started growing. People have started joining. And remember, I told you this was an organization of the Covenant Nation. At that time, the Covenant Nation was known to be organizers of the platform, different programs. I just saw it. I said, there's nothing here that is done for teachers. And look at it. We have an auditorium. We have a large facility that we can use. At that time, the church had just moved to a big facility. And I just saw we have volunteers. So you begin to see things you can leverage on. That is at this point, you have to be looking for these things. At this point, you have to be looking for opportunities. Know your leverages. Things you can leverage on. I saw that we could leverage on the facility. I saw that we could leverage on our contacts. I saw that we could leverage on our volunteers. I saw that we could leverage on the funds that we now had. How do you get courage again? You begin to see impact. I saw that I could do this thing to really help some teachers. There's really no gathering of teachers. You see the impact. That will give you more courage. And then you see this, you cite the stepping stone. You see it and say, if we do this thing, it will take the organization to the next level. The biggest event of the organization right now is the Lagos Teachers Conference. That's the biggest. It has gone on to become something else. But when I was there, I saw it. I said, this thing will take the organization. We can't keep going to schools. And there's something we have to do that will shift the game. Because the organization is Educational Aid Global Initiative. My vision was that the name global in the organization was going to take the organization to the next level. So I was looking for what can we do? And once you see it, you have to be courageous. Just go and do it. Don't be afraid. Many people are afraid. If you have played at a level for long and you begin to see opportunities, the mistake many people make is that they don't take advantage of the opportunities. They don't say, let's go. So you can see how this man is walking on. You have to be courageous. Can you see that picture? The guy is walking. You are going to be afraid. Will he be successful? Will we be successful? Is it going to work? Will people come? You just have to dare it. You have to be daring. You have to be bold. Very, very important. Courage. Take courage. So at this point, let me show you what we had achieved. Before I tell you number 10, at this point, let me show you what we had achieved. Look at the screen now. Let me show you what we had achieved. Now, look at our milestones. By the time we have done all these things, Milestones, the milestone records. At this time, number one, we had 7 weekly programs occurring every week. 7 weeks, we had 7. Remember when I started, there were no programs, nothing was happening. How can 5 people be doing weekly programs? But at this time, 7 weekly programs. At this time, revenue had quadrupled. The organization had millions, over 20, millions in the account, because partners had come based on all these things we did. I'm not lying anything that I was there. What else had happened? Awards and recognitions. State government, organizations, people started giving us awards. Local government, we got several awards. And then at this time also, we had impacted over 50 schools, had been impacted from all the programs. Because we did what's called the spelling competition, where almost 70 schools participated at. We did several things. Also, at this point, we had over 100 partners and sponsors. Lots of people. These are the records. Based on all the 9 things we had done, these are the things we had achieved. Also, you can see some of the things. We had 500 volunteers. Remember, from 5, no volunteers, no money. Remember the very first things I said, the problem I faced. This is in the space of 5 years. Even from the 3rd, 4th year, all of these things were becoming apparent. And then, of course, the big one that we achieved was the Lagos Teachers Conference. The Lagos Teachers Conference was the game changer of the organization. Over almost 10,000 people attended. First edition, we had over 6,000 people. Second edition in 2018, we had over almost 10,000 people. Now it has gone on to become a national event that people attend from all over the world based on these principles that were practiced. I was there, not talking anything that I'm just reporting. I told you how the innovation how innovation comes, how everything transpired. The idea of the Lagos Teachers Conference came to my head on my bed. I'm not lying to you anyway, you can ask them. I came there, as I suggested, and I said, look, let's do something here. It came from my head. I just sat down and said, we can do this. Initially, I thought it was going to be Lagos Teachers Summit, but I just said, conference sounds better. So it's 2017. I was just thinking, what can we do? From your brain. And these things can come, but you have to have played at a level. You have to have been consistent. You have to have done hard work. You have to have played at a level. These things will just come to you as an idea. To just come. Okay? It's an idea. And then point 10, as all these things started happening, I started saying that my work was done, that my assignment was complete. How do you know when your assignment is complete? This is very important. So people stay in an organization, they just stay there, they keep praising you, you're happy, but you don't know that your vision has finished. Your work has finished. You need to know how to transit. You need to know how to live. At the start of 2018, I began to sense in my head that my time was done. I finished my assignment in this place. So I started registering my company. I started putting things in place. And this was my exit strategy. You have to have an exit strategy before you leave the organization. Don't just leave abruptly. So at the start of 2018, I registered a company. By the end of the Lagos Teachers Conference of 2018, August, I just knew in my heart that my time was done here. And how do you know that your time is done? Please, this is very, very important. Very important. How do you know that your time is done? This is how you know that your time is done. 3 things that will help you know that your time is done. Number 1 is that your vision will change. Your vision will change. Number 2, your passion will begin to wane. Number 3 is that your ideas begin to cease. You begin to see something else. I began to see something else. This thing, I don't think I want to really be going to schools again, organize. No. I began to see something else. The ideas of Soft Skills Academy, all of this started brewing gradually. And then I was not so excited. Passion begins to wane. When you begin to see all these things, it is a sign. I'm not saying this is the eventual. Don't just conclude. Some of you need to sometimes work on your passion. Sometimes you have to change the vision. It's not every time that you have all these 3 things that you have to immediately leave the job. Leave and just say, my work has finished here. But always check yourself. When you see that there are no more ideas, at some point I had innovated everything I wanted to innovate. There was nothing else I could do again. I could not innovate again. You have to change your game. Move to another place. It was a sad time. Many people did not like the fact that I left. But it was for a good, because right now, what I'm doing right now is contributing a whole lot again to the educational sector in another way. So remember all these 4 things, all these 3 things. When you begin to sense them, it shows that your time is done. And you have to transit effectively. You have to have an exit strategy. And permit me to tell you that all of these things I learned are soft skills. All the things I've talked about that helped me to innovate, they are soft skills. So look at these 10 soft skills that I practice. I practice leadership. I practice leadership. I practice collaboration, work with people. I practice emotional intelligence. I practice creativity. I practice persuasion. I practice adaptability. I practice public speaking. You needed to see me. I was anchoring. Most of you attended. I anchored the event. I practice critical thinking and problem solving. I practice effective communication. Everybody have to know. I practice time management. You have to know how to manage time. The vision. Remember I talked about timetables, timelines. All of these 10 skills were the things that helped me. Apart from other things, of course, other factors that came into place. All of these 10 things are soft skills. That's why we called it the soft skills webinar. And I'm happy to tell you now that I have a gift for you. I have a gift for you. This is where you want to listen. It's called the Soft Skills Toolkit online course. So it's an online course, and you have access to over 20 hours video content. 20 hours. Just be watching. I've put together in a video. As you are watching me now, you're going to be watching it. You have access to all the manuals and materials. You have access to test questions and assignments. You learn at your pace. Nobody's going to hurry you. You're just going to log in and learn. And at the end, you get a certificate. And I'll get to mentor you as well. And it's an online course. I've packaged it and it's launched. This is the gift I want to give you. And this is what somebody said. This is what this woman is a special assistant to the Delta State Governor on Education Matters. This woman is a special assistant to the Delta State Governor on Education Matters. She took some of the courses and look at what she had to say. The trainings I took from the Soft Skills Academy on emotional intelligence and other soft skills availed me the wisdom to solve problems with ease, because now I see beyond words, analyze actions, and manage responses that would have escalated. The Soft Skills Academy has made my work so much easier. Can you see that? She's a special assistant, and she also has a good friend of mine. She's also founder of Guyoma Center. So you can see. And then, so if you want to look at what it looks like, this is a sneak peek into what the videos will look like. Just take a minute to watch this, and at the end, I'll come back for more information. This is what the course is about. You can look at it at the end. Look at it. Just watch. In the history of global economy, there have been 4 industrial revolutions. In the first industrial revolution, water and steam power were the key drivers of production. This was around 1765. And then in the second revolution, which took place around 1870, it was electric power that was the key driver of production. And then we now moved on to the third industrial revolution, which started around 1969. Here, it was electronics and information technology that were the key drivers of production. Now, experts have begun to talk about what is called the fourth industrial revolution. This is termed the digital revolution. In this digital revolution, it is marked by the increased use of technologies such as artificial intelligence, biotechnology, nanotechnology, Internet of Things, autonomous vehicles. Now, one thing is clear: machines are taking over the jobs of many human beings. Now, especially with the COVID-19 pandemic that has affected different businesses, the digital revolution is really now upon us, because right now businesses are leveraging on different technologies. More often than not, we are seeing many businesses going on IG Live, making use of Zoom apps and all of those things. What is clear is that machines are taking over the jobs of many human beings. Now, this backs a research that was done by the World Economic Forum that says that by 2022, 42% of jobs will be taken over by machines. And by 2025, that will jump to 52%. Now, in the wake of this, experts have commented that this sporadic rise in the increased use of all kinds of technology will result in a greater proportion of jobs relying on a different set of skills known as soft skills. So much greater emphasis will be placed on what is known as soft skills rather than hard skills, because machines can easily replace hard skills because they are technical skills. What this means is that when you're about to get a job, beyond your certification, beyond your degree, beyond your training in the university, your employer will be asking or be looking for specific soft skills that you have. So let's ask ourselves, what are hard skills and what are soft skills? Now, hard skills are job-specific skills gained through education, through your training programs, through your certification,
that you need to perform on a job. But these skills are becoming irrelevant and commonplace in the world of work right now. But on the other hand, soft skills are a broad set of skills, behaviors, attitudes, personal qualities that enable people to effectively navigate their environment, work well with others, perform well, and achieve their goals. Now, at this juncture, it will be necessary for you to know some other differences between hard skills and soft skills. That will make you justify the rationale behind this course. Let's dive in.
All right. So that is what it looks like. All right, so that is what it looks like. Can you hear me? Can you hear me clearly? That is what it looks like. That's the online course. And you can feel free, if you want more details, this is how it works. So people are asking, is it free? Is it free? Is it free? So I want to talk about the fee now. Ordinarily, this is what we charge for the course. Remember, I said I have a gift for you. Remember, there are 10 topics: leadership, emotional intelligence, collaboration, public and persuasion, all of those things. It's usually 10,000 naira per topic, and everything costs 100,000 naira for the course. But we have canceled that price. That price, we're not giving you at that price. If you want access to everything, and the price is only 10,000 naira, only 10,000 naira. You have access to all of those things. But the 10,000 naira is just for today and tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday only. And that's 90% off. By Monday, the price will be 20,000 naira. So if you are interested, you have to pay before Monday. Remember, this is a whole lot of content. I've been working on this for the past 5 months, trying to get this ready. And by Wednesday, if you don't pay, the price will become 30,000. Interestingly, Wednesday is my birthday. So I'm starting a pre-launch today. So if you're interested in all of the things I've talked, if I've blessed you so far, if you have found anything I've said so far interesting, this is the time you want to dive in. So if you want to pay, if you're interested, you want to pay now, between now and Sunday, it is 10,000. By Monday, it is, that's the price. So if you are paying now, this is the account to pay into. Once you make any payment, please send me your email address and full name. Once you make any payment, send your email address and full name to that number. Can you see that number? All of those details will be posted on the group, on the chat group. They are going to be posted. Now, if you pay the first 20 people to pay, I'm giving you an additional gift. The first 20 people to pay, I'm going to send you a personality, a performance, and emotional intelligence test. You're going to take that test for free. I'm also going to send you a recording I did, 50 commonly mispronounced words in English language. I'm also going to send you 3 professional improvement worksheets from my mentors. 3 professional improvement. You're going to improve yourself, learn all these things to improve yourself. And you're also going to get access to this recording. This training that we did today is also included. It's also inclusive. That's the first 20 people to get it. If you're interested, the first 20, once it gets beyond 20, after 20, I'm not able to guarantee that again because it's a whole lot of investment. So please, that's the account number to pay into. And then please, once you make payments, please send me your full name and your email address to that number. That number is not complete. So I will just type the right number here on the chat room. This is the right number, 690-444-92. Remember, this is 10,000 naira only for now. And then you can follow us on all these social media pages for more information. That's my Instagram, on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter. I post content every day. And on the Soft Skills Academy, that's our Instagram handle, Get Soft Skills. You can follow us for all of those insightful content. What else? Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, now is the time to ask. And if you want to make payment again, that's the account. Just if you want to have more questions. So please, your questions now while I post some details on the chat room. If you have questions and you're interested, that's the account details to pay. Remember, it is before Saturday, before Sunday morning, you have to pay and all of that. So any questions, please, for me before we begin to wrap up? It's already past 5. You want me to post the account number in the comment section? Somebody's going to post the account number on the comment section shortly. The account details. I partner with NGOs. Somebody's asking if I partner with NGOs. Yes, I do partner with NGOs. If you're interested, I partner with NGOs. If you're interested, you can train, you can ask me or ask questions. So any questions, again, any other question as we begin to wrap up? If you have found the training insightful, please let me know if you found it exciting or insightful. Thank you so much for this free training. God bless you with more passion. Thank you. Thank you. Any questions for me as we begin to get to the end? Adi, I can see your question. You're interested in partnering. We can organize free trainings for indigent youths. All right. Let me know. The offer ends tomorrow night. Tomorrow night. I can see your question. The offer ends tomorrow night. It's still open till Sunday night. Sunday night for 10,000 access. Remember all the things you are getting. You are getting access to a number of things. A number of things. Remember, that's the details again. If you're interested, please, you can make the account. It's by Monday morning, the price changes to 20,000. By Monday morning. So you have till night and you have Sunday night to make payment. Remember, when you make payment, please, once you make payment, just let me know and send your account details and all of that. Some people are asking for the account number on the chat room and the WhatsApp group also. All right, I'm trying to post the account details on the chat room. Okay, somebody wants to know details of what to expect. 330400 GTB Peace Bamidele. Now remember the offer. What to expect? You expect to hear all these things. These are the courses that you have access to. These are the courses you have access to. Let me just post it again for you. You can see 20 hours. Anna, I can see your question. Please, you can get all the points if you purchase this video. I can't go back again. There are a number of things I talked about. Leadership. I talked about emotional intelligence. I talked about visionary leadership, hard work, passion, structure, culture, a number of things. Management, innovation. I don't know which one you missed. So, but the cost, somebody's asking, what do you stand to gain? Amma, I can hear your question. You asked about payment. Okay, thank you, Chidima. Payment made. I've received a payment. Amara, these are the things you stand to gain. Can you see them on the screen? About 20 hours video content. You have access to all manuals and materials. You have test questions and assignments. And you learn at your pace. It's an online course. It's an online platform that is being set up. And once you make payment, latest by August 1st, because we want to ensure that this video that we're doing today is also included. So by August 1st, those people that have made payments will have access to it. Okay, so just be patient. Once you make payment, wait till August, maybe August 3rd is a Monday. So by that time, we would have set it up. I mean, I'm a person of integrity, so you can always, everything will be answered. So please be patient once you're interested. So that it learn at your pace, certificate on completion. You can, and I didn't do this alone. I did this with my partner. The phone number for payment. Somebody's asking for the phone number, 690-444-92. That's the phone number. Once you make payment, that's the correct phone number to pay to. And that's the account number also posted. And I didn't do these videos alone. They are recordings, they're audio recordings, they're materials, all my articles, all the manuals, all the PDF files, you have access to them as well. All these things are free. You have access to them. So test questions, you get to ask questions, and then we'll put you on a WhatsApp group. Okay, you're looking for the courses. These are the courses that will be there. Somebody's asking for the courses. These are the things you learn. These are all the 10 courses. Leadership, collaboration, emotional intelligence, creativity, persuasion, adaptability, public speaking. We did a training on public speaking, so the recording is there, the manual is there, everything is there, material. We're giving all that for free. Critical thinking and problem solving, effective communication, time management, and all of that. All right, time management. So any other question as we begin to wrap up? Is already 5:15. A number of people have left the chat. Thank you to all those people that have made payment. I have received some of your payment already. So please, if you want to, addition or Mati, I have received your payment. The video recording, Jamu, the video recording will also come with the package. The video recording will come with the course. All of these things will be put on the course platform. So you can add that number 11. So apart from all these 10 things you will learn, you also learn all the things I've shared today about how to build a company, about all those things will be included. So it means you're also getting 11 trainings. It's a lot of package. It's a lot of package. So if you're interested, it's before. And remember, you're also going to get a number of other things. A number of other things you're getting. First 10 people to pay. Olatunji Babatunde, you have a question. I think I want to unmute everybody now. So if you have a question, you can talk. My network is not so favorable. So first 10 people, first 20 people get that together with all the courses and everything. Let me try and unmute everybody so you can ask a question. Olatunde, I think you wanted to ask a question. Let me see if I can find you and unmute you. Unmute. Okay, so you can unmute yourself. I think I have, you can talk now. Olatunde Kali Babatunde, you have a question? You have a question, Olatunde?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Go on, you have a question. I saw your hand was raised. Hello?
Hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Please, you know that some of the participants for today, some of us, we are private school teachers, and which I think is supposed to consider us for some things that we are passing through now. So please, sir, anything you know that you can do, please do it, because you said that after today, tomorrow, the fees is going to increase to 20,000 naira. By Wednesday, it's going to increase to 30,000 naira. But you know what we are facing right now.
So what are you suggesting?
For me, I'm speaking for myself. Yes, if you can give us like we that you know that we are private school teachers and we have interest. If you can give us a week, 2 weeks, so that we move around and get this money and pay, please. I know it's something that you can do.
I get your concern. I mean, which is why I have significantly reduced this price. Ordinarily, this cost, like I told you, goes for 200,000 naira. I mean, because of all the things that are happening right now, I mean, we are trying to make it affordable to people. This is a very subsidized price, and together with all the things you are getting almost a lot of content, and you're going to have access to these things for months and years, and you can listen to them. You have questions, you have people to ask, and all of that. So I think it's a very fair price. Yes. And I understand the concern of not being able to pay before Sunday night and all of that. But do what you can. Do what you can. I mean, do what you can. I mean, that's why we're holding this up for 2 days and not just 1 day. I could have said those people that can pay today, after today, that's all. So, but do what you can.
Sir, these 2 days, yes, for these 2 days, I know what some people are passing through.
Okay, you know what, Olatunji, so chat me up privately. Just chat me up privately. Let's talk about it privately so that we can wrap up.
All right.
We can wrap up. Any other question? Any other question from anybody?
All right, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other question as we begin to wrap up? Thank you, everybody, for joining me today. It's been an interesting one. So if you're interested, please. Okay, I have a question. Can we get this video recording? My network was bad. You can get video recording after you make payments for the course. This video recording is going to be available at the end together with the course platform. We're going to make it available. You're getting 11 courses and together with all these things that are coming to you. So please, any other question, please, I will take them as we wrap up. I think the amount for the course, Jamu, is 10,000. This is the amount for the course, Jamu. Let me put that up again. That is it. So this is the original price. I've canceled it, but it's 10,000 between today and Sunday night. The price is 10,000 naira. But by Monday night, by Monday morning, it's going to be 20,000. And by Wednesday, it's going to be 30,000. Right now, it is 90% off. 90% off. I mean, if you have learned anything from me today, you know that these things that you are going to have access to, they are going to be very golden. And I've made it so easy, so easy. Okay, so please let us know if you're interested. That's the cost. Any other question? Cecilia, what is the duration of the course? It is free. It is forever. It's not a duration. You just have access to it. You log in and you can access it. Can I list the courses? Look at the courses here again. Want to list the courses. These are the courses you have access to. Leadership, collaboration, emotional intelligence, creativity, all of these things. Together with this one that we did today, it's going to be included on the platform. And you're going to learn all these things, okay, on the platform. It's going to be included. All these courses, videos, audios, materials, resources, questions, over 20 hours. And then the first 20 people have access to some of these things I told before. So it's not a duration. You just log in and you can learn at your pace, okay? Cecilia, I saw your question. It's not a duration. You log in as many times as you want. You can go there. Once you're tired, you just log in and you have access to it, okay? It's no duration. What other questions? So the amount I've said is 10,000 between now and Sunday night. What you get, all manners and materials, all my sheets. This sheet will also be there. This is my Excel presentation. This is my PowerPoint slides. All my slides will be there. All the slides of my partner. And I didn't do this alone. Together with my partner in the business, his name is Mr. Dami Ogutunde. We did that together. How long this material is going to be available for participants? How long? I didn't get that question. For how long this material? I didn't get that question. Can you rephrase for how long this material is going to be available? I'm not sure I understand what you meant by that. So you can say the special assistant to the governor also participated in this course. She's based in Delta State and we had a course online. She took the courses and you can see her feedback. I can guarantee you that this is not something you want to take lightly. Okay, any question? Any other question? Some people are asking questions, okay? I'll be wrapping up in another 20 minutes, another 30 seconds. All right. Thank you for joining me today. Remember to follow me on all social media handles. That is it, at askpeace_ and then at get soft skills. At askpeace and at get soft skills for all our details, okay? Let me just post that on the chat room. And at get soft skills. All right, I'll be waiting to hear from you. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you. God bless you and have a good weekend and have a good time. It's been an interesting ride. I take a bow and I say thank you. Okay, that's all. All right, thank you guys for joining and tuning in. I appreciate you. Can begin to log out now. That's the gift, Jamie. That's the gift. The gift is a course at a very affordable price. The gift is the course at a very affordable price. I mean, it's very significantly, I mean, you don't get that anywhere so easily. 11 materials, content, hours and hours of training. That is the gift I've given you. Okay? So if you're interested, please, I can send you a chat. I can send you anything. That's the gift. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can begin to log out now. It's been an interesting ride. God bless you and have a good weekend.